Hello, friends, dear Dharma friends, pilgrims, fellow seekers on the path. And I hope seekers could become finders, because that's the purpose of the spiritual journey of awakening of any kind, under any words. I've been meditating since, I guess I graduated from college when I was 20, went to India and started with 10-day Vipassana courses and practicing Anapanasati and insight meditation Vipassana for several years, and then Tibetan practices, which are very similar. Tibetan meditations and yantras and yoga and so on. And of course, it's changed my life, it's saved my life, it's transformed me, and it's brought me home to myself and to here and now, and all the, similar to the things that Sai Sagat said about the benefits he's gotten over an adult lifetime of meditating. I also did long, intensive meditation retreats in the Tibetan tradition and Lama training. And I recommend occasional retreat or intensifying or studying with a master if you can, or a teacher or an elder spiritual friend if you can. Anyway, we all have this innate awareness, a wakefulness. We can cultivate it through concentration and insight, through mindfulness and loving kindness and compassion and action. And this is very important, because daily life is where the rubber really meets the road on the spiritual path, not just from the eyebrows up. So much talk in the contemplative world about the mind and mind awareness, contemplation, meditation, concentration, focus, and so on. But there's the rest of our body and the earth and the whole environment and all beings to consider. So I'm thinking of these years more about moving from me to we, and that Buddhism and Buddha Dharma and Dharma, transformative spirituality, Dharma, is not a self-improvement project. It's not just a self-help project. In Buddhist theory, anyway, there is no separate, independent, permanent self, and it can't be helped. And yet we can do a lot. Thank God. Thank God for the non-theistic Dharma, that's what I say. I love the joy of meditation. I'm amazed nobody's written a book about it yet. The joy of meditation, not the chore or the penance, the joy of meditation. Of course, yoga means union, not just physical postures, not something Indian. Yoga means union. How you define that, could be expanded according to your language and beliefs. Union with God. In Tibetan, the word is naljor for yoga, union with the natural state, or reunion with your true nature, your true authenticity, the natural state, we call it. Who you really are, not who you think you are. All beings endowed with the luminous Buddha nature or divine nature, by whatever you call it, it's still as sweet. The light of the Christos in your heart, the God or goddess in your heart and soul, the Godhead in you. My head ain't a great neighborhood to live in, that's what I found. The Godhead is where it's at, and that's in each and all of us. Read the literature. I lived in India a long time in the Himalayas. I was fortunate to study and live with the great masters and wonderful spiritual friends and satsang, saṅgha, beloved community along the way over since the 70s. And of course, now I live in America and lead meditation retreats and write books about these things. And today we have a lot of strife and brutality in the streets besides the global pandemic emergency. We can't ignore that. And we're doing what we can, each of us and all of us. And we can each contribute each part of it, at least to follow the protocols and keep everyone and others and ourselves safe. I'm not going to belabor that point. And Dina Marian just talked well and eloquently about that. She's a marvelous bodhisattva and social spiritual activist, which I also try to pursue. meditation is the sovereign of yogas. If you look at Patanjali's 8-limbed yoga, Ashtanga, that he codified, I don't know, about 2,000, 3,000 years ago, the Raja Yoga means meditation, the sovereign of yogas. But what is meditation? I know at the Pyramid Ashram in South India, it's anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, a great calming and clearing concentration and blissifying, holifying practice, which I did for years. And maybe I'll instruct in a few minutes in my own style. We'll have a few moments of contemplative sweetness. But I did want to stress still the overview or the depths, what I believe, of yoga. Of course, there are the 8 yogas, so there's physical and energy and mantra and service, seva, karma yoga, serving the highest or serving the lowest, and so on, seva, karma yoga. But they say Raja Yoga, sovereign of yogas. Yoga, union. I call it reunion with who and what you truly are. Reunion. Rabindranath Tagore, I believe the first Nobel laureate of India, at least the first Nobel Prize for Poetry laureate, founder of Shanti Niketan, an advanced experimental forward-leading university in West Bengal, part of India. He said, when you realize who you are, yourself, you realize God. So this is sometimes called the inward journey or the backward step into contemplation. Of course, we have to balance contemplation and action like the 2 wings of a bird. A bird can't fly with only 1 wing. We need both, wisdom and compassion and action, balancing being and doing alone and with others, the middle way, not all or nothing, not extremes, not dogmatic beliefs, not either nihilism on one side or materialism on the other, but the middle way, which has a lot of lanes. There's a lot of freedom in there for different styles and our different spiritual personality types and aspirations, whether bhakti, gyan, or yogi, devotional, analytic, philosophical, or yogic, physical, and energy style of personality. And of course, we all have a little of that in each of us. But yoga, union or reunion with ourselves, or with the source, with God, with wherever we come from, with our true nature. And again, quoting from the Tibetan scriptures and Tibetan Buddhism, we're all Buddhas by nature. We only have to recognize that fact. We're all Buddhas, not Buddhists. We're all Buddhas by nature. It's only temporary obscurations which veil it from us. So that's our work, seeing through our illusions, our false self-concepts, and the illusion and delusions about things outside, and where happiness and contentment and fulfillment is truly found, rather than looking for love and happiness in all the wrong places, as too many of us do, and leading to all kinds of bad habits and other problems, ending up in strife, violence, and war. Yoga is such a beautiful word. Yog means to yoke together, to bring together, thus the notion of union. There's all kinds of yogas, styles. I'm not going to go into that. You're well familiar with the different styles and lineages. But I want to talk more about the meditation and all, and follow on Tagore's thought. In the Upanishads, I read that Brahma, Guru, and Atma are one. In English, God, spiritual teacher, and the practitioner, the yogi, are one. This is awesome. This is what yoga is. Reunion with that, where we come from, who we are, not egotistically, but one with the whole, interconnected, interwoven, interbeing, interpenetrative. So in my recent book, my latest book, Make Me One with Everything, seeing through the illusion of separateness, I stress this a great deal, not closing your eyes and going in to meditate, but breathing out and releasing into everything. Letting go into everything, like nature, like other people, like animals, like your kids, co-meditating with everything, intermeditating with everything, leading to interbeing, as the Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, Vietnam calls it, interbeing, to co-meditation, intermeditation. And I know many of you do meditate together, and you even meditate in special places where perhaps the power is enhanced, like in pyramids, like in caves, like at holy sites where saints, sages, and the devout have long prayed and practiced and bowed and offered themselves to a higher purpose. So as God, Guru, and practitioner are one, if you're a non-theist, let's just replace that placeholder word that we hardly understand anyway, God, the supreme being, with the word Buddha, which is the supreme refuge or ultimate goal in Buddhism, and say Buddha, the Lama, or the teacher, and the yogi are one. No problem. And that's the theme of what we call Guru Yoga in Tibetan Buddhism, using devotion and the teacher, the devotion to the Guru and to the higher power, the inner power, the higher power, everything, as a portal to oneness. You may feel separate from it, but it's never far apart from you, I assure you. Never apart from you. So the bhakti path uses devotion as a portal to oneness. So that's part of our meditation practice, not just breathing, but also studying and learning from gurus and emulating their good examples as role models, and being bodhisattvas or spiritual awakeners, compassionate altruists, spiritual activists. Bodhisattva is the word in the world. Enlightened leaders, bodhisattvas, spiritual awakeners. So if this oneness is the natural state, what keeps us from it? Is delusion, illusion, the veil, the caca on our windscreen while we're trying to drive our Prius, our emotionally environmentally attuned and intelligent Prius or something. But the windscreen is covered with schmutz and caca. That's Yiddish and Tibetan for dirt, for mess, for crap. We can clear that screen. Breathing exercises, yoga, purification, fasting, prayer, acknowledging our wrongdoings, all kinds of spiritual practices for that. So in meditation, wisdom meditation, cultivation, we learn to see through ourselves and be free, see through the illusion of separateness, recognize our intrinsic inseparability for everything. But you can read about that more in Make Me One with Everything, and I recommend that there's a lot of mystical Mahamudra and Dzogchen, the highest Tibetan teachings, encoded in there without the foreign words, you know, including exercises and guided meditations on nature meditation and meditating with your sleeping child and with your pet, meditating, co-meditating with God, co-meditating with music and chant, etc. So now I'd like to introduce a little bit of this meditation, or I call it unmeditation, undoing the habit of overdoing. So since this is a spiritual gathering and we're all over the world and maybe in different time zones, it happens to be Sunday morning here where I live in Massachusetts, outside Boston and Cambridge in Massachusetts. And the ducks are all over the pond, and the wild turkeys are walking around, spreading their fans, acting like, guess what? Turkeys, as they must. Do we act like real people, mensches or not, as we must? That's my question. My father, although he had other ambitions for me, like to be a neurosurgeon or a senator or something, he always, most importantly, the bottom line was to be a mensch, a mature, decent citizen, a real man. It's not male, it's a real person, an upright, even impeccable, not perfectionist, impeccable person of character and integrity, a mensch. So that's what we truly are. Illness, unhealthy habits, those are the aberration. We don't get health from outside or from medicine or from doctor experts. We return to it It's intrinsic to us. So similarly, we can see through the illusion and be free. See through our notion of separate self and be free. See through our self-imposed limitations and be free. So seeing is freeing. And that's one of the principles of deep meditation, not just calming the mind and relaxing. There's many kinds of meditation. We're not going to study that all today, you know, in Buddhism, in Hinduism, and elsewhere. There's Jewish and Christian meditation too, in case you're not familiar with these. Look it up. Interesting. Ask Lama, Google. She knows. People used to ask clerics, rabbis, and leaders. Now they ask Google, Rabbi Google, Senator Google, Professor Google has all the answers. Unfortunately, they're not always accurate, so keep your eyes open about that. So now, for a short moment of mindfulness or contemplative sweetness, a little guided meditation, and then I'll talk some more about yoga and meditation and being in the natural state and finding one's true self and higher or inner power and becoming master rather than victim of conditions and circumstances through self-mastery. Because it's not what happens to us that makes the difference, but what we make of it. You can't control the winds, but you can learn how to sail and navigate better. That's the ancient law. Self-mastery and freedom, our goal, liberation for all. So please relax and make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Now that we're awake and present and the gong has called us to collect our energy and attention here and now. And another deep breath and exhaling and feeling it at your nostrils or here at your upper lip or in your chest or diaphragm, whatever your way is, where you feel it. And bringing your mind, collecting your scattered thoughts and energy here and now. Being there while getting there every step of the way, not waiting, friends, not waiting many lifetimes. This is direct access to our true nature, our Buddha-ness, our Buddha nature, the divine within, to peace. Buddha said there's nirvanic peace and things left just as they are. That's amazing. There's such a transformative, transmutative, alchemical power and blessing and advantages in acceptance. Acceptance is not the same as complacence or indifference, but we have to accept the diagnosis before we start on a therapeutic or healing path. We can get a second or third opinion, but until we accept the diagnosis, there's no point in trying any remedy. So acceptance goes a long way to change any relationship. If we accept our mate a little more, it'll probably help more than all our efforts to change them, for example. I've noticed. It's hard enough to change oneself, which is a big part of any spiritual path. Self-transformation. Letting go and letting be. So again, breathing, relaxing, and smiling. Let's not take it too seriously. Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh says, listen up, yogis. Smiling yoga relaxes every bone in the body. How silly is that? We don't have to take ourselves so seriously. It's a beautiful day, whatever it is. Just be alive, what a miracle, what a gift, what a present. That's why it's called the presence with a capital P. God, Guru, and Yogi as one. Buddha, teacher, and meditator is one. Are one since the primordial beginning. Yoking us together. Breathing together, co-meditating, intermeditating, interbeing together. I'm going to repeat. These are precise instructions. Breathe, relax, smile a little. Enjoy the joy of unmeditation, non-meditation, undoing the habit of overdoing. Rely on being. Take the backward step, just witnessing, just observing your thoughts, feelings, perceptions, and physical sensations in the body. Just breathing, relaxing, centering, focusing, and smiling. 4 steps in one. Breathe, relax, center or focus, and smile. Watching the breath, observing the breath, feeling the breath. Inspiration, spirit, all comes from the same root word. The breath of life, the juice, the Shakti, the Tao. We may feel far from it, but I promise you, and Swamiji does too, I'm sure, if I could speak for him, it's never apart from us, whatever we call it. We don't have to try to get into the Tao, the great flow. It already flows through each of us and all of us right now. That's the gospel of non-dual teachings, of union, of Eastern mysticism. How sweet it is. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, nothing to remember. Just being for a moment. Having arrived at last, here and now, which is in any case the only place you could ever be, so don't fool yourself. Breathing, relaxing, centering, focusing, and 4 smiling. Natural body, natural breath and energy. 3rd, natural heart mind, the 3 pillars of natural meditation. Just sitting, natural body, just breathing, natural breath and energy. 3rd, just being aware, present, attentive. Natural mind, the 3 pillars of natural meditation. And enjoy the joy of nowness, awareness, of co-meditating, intermeditating, interbeing together, all one, as one. Recognize the unity and diversity, the light in everyone and everything, the Buddha-ness, the divinity in everyone and everything. This breath, only breath. This moment is if only moment. In Tibetan, we say nowness awareness is the unfabricated, authentic Buddha within. Not outside, not historical teacher. Nowness awareness. Lucid presence of mind, or incandescent presence of heart, mind, of chitta, of consciousness, Satchitananda. True, wise, blissful awareness. Awareness with a capital A plus. Awareness, aware of awareness. If the mind wanders, bring it back to your breathing. And here's a secret, friends. Let go. Letting go means letting things come and go. That's the secret. Letting be. Radical acceptance. Letting go means letting come and go. Letting be, not suppressing and not getting carried away by chains of discursive thinking. Watching the breath, feeling the physical sensations in the body, letting everything else go by, all the flotsam and jetsam on the river of experience, on the stream of consciousness, without giving into attraction or aversion, just enjoying the show, the entire display of awareness and its projections and interpretations, the best show, the only show in town. Just sitting on your Buddha seat, assume your Buddha seat. Or sit like a Buddha. Breathe like a Buddha. Allow awareness to manifest things and let them dissolve too, like a Buddha. Rest and enjoy innate wakefulness, the Dharmakaya, the Buddha mind. Being here while getting there, every step of the way, not waiting. Being there while getting there. There's no pot of gold at the end. Every step of the way is it. Imaho, wondrous. Yes. And enjoy the joy of meditation. Just sitting, just breathing, just awareing, mindful rather than mindlessly sleepwalking through life. Pay attention, it pays off. Watch the breath. Become the breath. Just breathing, nothing more. Breathing in, breathing out. Slight turning in between. And enjoy the joy of natural meditation, co-meditation, interbeing all together as one. One satsang, one saṅgha, one beloved community, one mandala. The whole world is my body, all beings my heart and mind, as it says in the Tantra. That's oneness, beyond oneness, or two-ness, or noneness. The whole universe, my body, all beings, my heart and soul. Imaho, miraculous, joyous wonder. Yes, thank you, yes. Swaha, yes. If the mind wanders, as it does, gently use the leash of mindfulness to pull back the monkey mind to the object of attention, to the breath, to the physical sensations, to the present moment awareness. Training it like a puppy to come back to the corner and poop on the paper until it learns where the pooping box is. Training the monkey mind to go up and down the flagpole of the breath, to just stay here. It likes to move, so let it follow the breath up and down. Don't need to suppress children. Just give them a bigger pasture to play in. They'll be fine with supervision. Taming, training, calming, clearing the mind and heart, body and soul. Because when I become clearer, everything becomes clearer. Then, of course, one's discernment and wisdom and actions in the world are a lot more informed, wise, and effective in accomplishing our altruistic intentions. I'm starting to feel the warmth of samadhi in my hara, in my solar plexus, in my navel chakra, from all of us awareing together, co-meditating, intermeditating, interbeing together. It's beautiful. One moment of awakening dispels the darkness of kalpas, of eons, as 'tis said. Open to the wisdom of allowing, of letting go, letting come, and letting be. cultivating non-attachment, great equanimity, just breathing, relaxing, centering, focusing, and smiling. Natural body, natural breath and energy, natural mind. This moment, only moment. Being there while getting there. Being here totally while getting there. The wondrous, natural, great perfection or great completeness of things left just as they are. Naturalness, ordinariness, authenticity is the way, the truth, and the light. What could be more natural and ordinary, authentic than just breathing, friends? Nothing more to do, figure out, or achieve. Unbelievable. Swaha. Yes. Enjoy the buoyant joy of unity meditation. Right now. Stop the mind, stop the world, stop the spinning samsara, the cycle of conditioned existence. Step off the treadmill of events for a moment and just be a human being for once, rather than a human doing, achieving, and becoming. That too later, there's the rest of the day for that, just being, for balance, for inner sustenance and nourishment. True soul food. Being with a capital B plus. Awareness with a capital A plus. Do you hear that? That's it. That's awareness in action, just hearing, that's it. Nothing else to think about. And hearing is just hearing, as Buddha said, nothing to listen to and no one hearing it. It's pure process, just attention. Hearing is auditory awareness. It's awareness. Thinking about it and naming it is thinking. But just hearing, that's it. Just seeing, that's it. Just being, that's it. This breath, only breath. This moment, only moment. Dig it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the buoyant joy of simple, natural presence, incandescent presence. Presencing, the art and practice of presencing, being present 200%. In looking, just seeing, no one to be seeing, nothing to look for. More broadly, in experiencing, just experiencing, nothing to experience, to think about, and no one experiencing, just pure process. Upstream from thoughts, concepts, and reactions like liking and disliking, pushing and pulling. As we exhaust ourselves going through life that way, the dance of pushing and pulling based on attraction and aversion, greased by the wheel of ignorance and delusion. We can work on these things. Meditation purifies us, clears the screen of vision, straightens out our chakras and channels when we know how to use the breath and energy, etc. just looking, just seeing, just allowing, of releasing, 3 steps in one to the inherent freedom and completeness of natural being. Assume your Buddha seat, friends. I used to say American Buddhas awaken, throw off your chains, your hang-ups. But we're international today. So I say, global Buddhas awaken, assume your true seat. Stand up as yourself. No need to stand on tiptoe, that's exhausting. The best posture is just standing naturally. As Moshe Foldenkreis, a great body worker pioneer, said, just sitting naturally. Suzuki Roshi says sitting zazen or sitting meditation is sitting Buddha. That could be enough. Let's make it so. Enjoying the buoyant, profound joy of meditation. Janchu Samcho Krimpoche Makye Panam Ke Gyoche Ke Panyampa Me Payan Kane Kandu Pelwasho. Where the lamp of enlightenment has not been lit, may it be lit, may it be ignited, may it blaze up. Where it has been lit, may it flame and blossom and illumine the entire universe. May our practice help fan those flames, and our aspirations and prayers help fan those flames and illumine and heal and restore and rebalance and awaken the entire universe. And may all beings everywhere, with whom we are inseparably interconnected, just like you and I and we right now, and moving from me to we, very important. How about meditation, not meditation, not meditation, meditation, yoga, meditation. I like it, just invented it. Thank you all for contributing to our meditation today, a co-meditation today. May all beings everywhere, with whom we are inseparably interconnected and who want and need the same as we do, may all beings be awakened, liberated, healed, healthy, fulfilled, and free. May there be great peace and harmony in this land and throughout the world in all existences, not just human. And an end to war, violence, poverty, injustice, inequality, and oppression, pandemics, famines, droughts, tsunamis, and natural disasters. May we heal and restore Earth's endangered environment and the atmosphere. And may we all together complete this beautiful, gorgeous, marvelous spiritual journey. One heart, one soul, with singular intent and aspiration, giving ourselves to it fully, or as we feel we can, for the boundless benefit of one and all. And I bow to the Buddha in your seat. Don't overlook her. Dear Dharma friends, companions on the way, I love you. I love sitting and being together and co-meditating into being together. I rejoice in your good fortune and mine, and I'm grateful. And I pray for all of you and your families that you're safe and secure in this global emergency of the pandemic and other problems that we face, needless to say, about social injustice, violence, prejudice and discrimination, world hunger and the refugee crisis. And may we find a vaccine and immunization and bring this COVID emergency to an end in a sane and sensible way for the benefit of all. Because we're all in the same boat, bodhisattvas. We rise and fall, sink or swim together. If we don't pull together, we're going to be pulled apart. That's the law. Although people say these are dark days or the worst days ever, I don't think these are the worst days ever. And I'm sure it was harder or worse for many, 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 many people during the Great Depression or the World Wars, or I don't know, the bubonic plague in Europe 500 years ago, or when the hordes from the steppes razed to the ground cities, great cities all across the Middle East and Asia, reaching all the way to Hungary. Things were bad. Millions were being slaughtered in a day or two. And by hand. Terrible. Imagine. Is it worse now? So let's not take ourselves that seriously. I mean, we have to do what we have to do and do our best. As it says in the great Tao Te Ching, which I recommend by Lao Tzu, and Steve Levine's translation, I recommend, the Tao Te Ching. It says, the master does her best and lets go. Whatever happens, happens. She keeps doing her best thoroughly and letting go. And whatever happens, happens. So that's the secret of altruistic compassion and action, bodhisattva activity. As the sun of wisdom and love and truth and clarity and peace rises in my heart, I mean, I feel it in chest and body and energy, its rays, its warmth naturally radiate. That's how it works. The being naturally moves into doing as needed, not compulsively by my own needs. If there's wind, there's waves. If there's no wind, if there's no needs, the bodhisattvas don't go around missionaryizing and proselytizing. No need to.